we're going to keep our promise. And also the developer, you're going to keep your promise.
We can't even get a meeting with the people that made all these promises. That's why I'm asking you, how you know they're going to keep their word?
It's in the contract.
This is a movie, it's about the most vulnerable groups. We have the kids in the spot in this movie. We also have another vulnerable groups, like elderly people there in the movie. It's very interesting because kids, it's like a future generation. They're the main figures in this. But the context, we also have this elderly people who do not know that, kids, they sort of trapped in a situation and their parents there. And the elderly people, because they do not have any place to go very often. They cannot, that many opportunities outside of country. So they decided to stay, and they sort of, like, different generation blended in that metro system and trying to understand and find some meaning through their own existence.
Да. Нет, только там сильно стреляют, мы не пойдем.
И тебе тоже было страшно, Никит?
Ага.
The Ukrainian kids lacking some very basic right. It's right for the normal education, where, by normal education, I say, that you go in the morning to the school, you spend a certain amount of time, you're getting the good academic performance, grading performance and everything, good education. Then you go and you have your own soccer practice, and you have piano lessons, and you sort of do this in a safe way and environment. Then you can go for a walk with your friends. And right now you're deprived of all of this, At the night, if sirens goes on, your parents probably would force you to go to the shelter. And the shelter, if you have house, it would be one story. But if you do not, it means spending night in the parking lot, and then, or metro, right, as we see in the movie. If there's a constant shelling that would happen in Kharkiv, and we saw this in the movie, then you really have to live there. You really have to have everyday life in a condition that is so brutal that it's hard to imagine. But even under those conditions, we see how it's important, to take care of the mental condition or the normal health condition, of the hygiene, of the friendship, of the idea how it's going to be there.
Я даже элементарно уже зарахнулась.
Что романтика – это красиво, романтика.
А сейчас, если будет лететь, будет лететь везде.
Of course, uncertainty really builds up on everything. I would say that Ukrainian temporary protected status of Ukrainians will end up in March of this year. And there is a question how European Union and many other countries that provide this refuge for Ukrainians would resolve the situation, because March is even not the end of the school years. And Ukraine is far from being safe to return to Ukraine. And many of the families, for example, if you left Ukraine from Mariupol, where you have to go back? You do not have place. If you left Ukraine, even from surroundings from Kiev, like Bucha, you might not have house there anymore. So, for example, when I'm talking about me being relocated from the United States to Ukraine, we could provide the housing for kids. But many people, they would not be able to do so. So that's, we talk about safety, we talk about right to education, we talk about any other rights of Ukrainian kids that have been abused by this war.